Okay guys, so today's video is exactly as the title says. You have to be an idiot not to buy these cars in 2021. So let's get on to it.
But goddamn, get it done, will ya? Woo. When the blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in his rhymes, cause his memories. We running through New York, so you.
Okay guys, so we're gonna go over all the cars I believe you should be looking at or thinking of buying in 2021. So, as you guys know, the economy hasn't been great and a lot of people haven't been as fortunate as other people and therefore needing to sell their cars, needing to sell them fast, and they're therefore looking for quick cash, which is their car, or to release money from their car to help them in this time of need. Now, if you're looking for a car to buy in 2021, I believe these are the cars you should be targeting. So the first load of cars you should be targeting is the V10 engine with in the E39 M5, the E40 M5 and the E43 and E46 M6. Now this is purely because these cars are a dying breed right about now, with everything becoming forced induction. And as oil becomes more and more expensive and the increase for people being pushed to induction cars and electric cars become more and more every day, the V10 is slowly and slowly going to start increasing on price. Now, if you have money sitting around, or I don't know, you're thinking of buying an M car, I believe this is the car to actually buy. Now, if you're in two minds about which one you should buy, the two I would preferably get would be, and which are going to hold more value over all of them, would be the E39 M5. That's purely because it was never seen an M car into a wagon or an estate, which that was, and that was the first ever. The E39 M5 didn't have the estate version, it was just a saloon. And the E44 M6 because it's a convertible and you can have the roof down and hear that beautiful V10 engine. Now, obviously a lot of you are going to say, why would I recommend that car when it has high cost involved? But it does have high costs involved, but if you're willing to buy it and you've got money sitting around, you're willing to invest into that car, the rod bearings, the Vanos line, do the whole SMG, overhaul it, or even convert it to a manual, which has been done many times, especially here in the UK, you're going to have a great car. You could put that away, store it, and it will be worth thousands and thousands later on in life. You're already seeing the E39 M5 prices creep up, which we'll get onto in a minute. But those are the cars I think, if you're in the market to buy and you have spare cash, or you're looking for an M car, that's the car to truly get. It's a very rare car, you don't see it on the roads much. Secondly, when it is on the roads, it gets noticed, unlike other M cars which don't get noticed. If you look at F and G series, and I'm being very honest with you, when they're coming down, I won't be able to tell them apart from an ordinary car. But with the E40 M5, E41 M5, not only do you hear that and know the difference, you notice the difference as well. And I'm not going to be lying to you guys, when I see an F-series and M4, I have to get right up behind it and see the badge to even know it's an M4, you know. And it's not because I don't know my cars, it's just because BMW didn't put the amount of effort they did into the E60, E63, E64 and E61. So the next one I'm going to go on to, which I think anyone should be looking to buy, is the E39 M5 as well. Again, this is a legendary car, and anyone will know this was probably one of the best 5 Series M5s they ever developed, and people still today look up to it as one of the greatest M5s of all time. It's the build quality, the refinements, the way the engine is, and it's a V8, and it's something you can use as an everyday driver, unlike the previous V10 we spoke about. The E39 M5s are coming up on price like massively. They're now, I'm seeing them for around some 15 grand, 19 grand. Good clean examples, even E39 530i's are going for huge money now as well. The E39 market is on the complete high rise, and it's not something that I think any of you would want to miss out on. If you are in the market to purchase classic cars or anything like that, the E39 M5 is surely not one to be missed, and surely something that every enthusiast knows about, and is something that a lot of people should be targeting if they're in the market for an M5. The E39 M5 would be another one that I would add to my collection as well, if given the chance and I had all the space to actually own all these cars. The E39 M5 along with the E60 M5 would be the ones to join, as well as the E64 M6. The next one I believe a lot of guys should go and buy, now this is another one that's a favourite between many enthusiasts, will be the E46 M3. Now when I'm talking about the E46 M3, I'm talking from 2003 upwards, and I believe they stopped making them in 2005. They suffered with the rear subframe badly beaten up and failing. Therefore, the older ones ain't worth actually going for. I know some of the other ones did still suffer with it, but it isn't so common, and it is worth actually repairing them because they're the ones that actually people want. In 03 up to 05 as well, BMW actually rectified a lot of the issues on the SMG2. As it become more apparent and more known, BMW started learning more about it. I know a lot of people would only touch them with a manual, but I believe for that car to sell, the only way it will sell is with SMG2, and that's because any person looking to purchase that as a classic is going to want it in SMG2. Now, not being funny, people say parts are expensive, but in years to come, I think they're going to be a lot cheaper because SMG is now outdated. As you know, BMW's moved to DCT. Therefore, SMG parts are no longer needed and not going to be on the market anymore for BMW because BMW no longer need it in any of their cars. So I therefore recommend to keep with the SMG because the SMG is what's going to make these cars worth the money. Obviously, back onto the E39 M5, you can only get that in manual, unlike the E46 M3, which you can get in manual and SMG. Now, these are the cars I strongly believe are worth holding onto, and therefore I do recommend to actually keep them. And therefore, if you do get the money and you purchase them, it's something I believe in actually storing away. The next one I want to go on to, and a lot of people are gonna probably throttle me for this, and a lot of people ain't gonna like this, is the E90 330i and the 530i with the N52 engine. When I talk about the N52 engine, I'm meaning the N52 with the silver magnesium valve cover only. They are becoming very and increasingly highly sought after, and if you look on the eBay here, you can't find one engine for less than £1,600, and you see it as people are doing it for a drift kit as well, selling a whole lot to put in E30s and E36s because people are buying them for that car. That engine and the car alone is going to be worth mega amounts of money. Now, a lot of people don't want to believe me, but the E90 and E60 as it's aged on, a lot of the electronic faults have been rectified, and they still make quick power down on them because of the way they're built. People ain't going to be caring about the electronics in the E60 and E90, not when you've got a G series coming out and it's riddled with electronics. So E60 and E90 is going to be a highly sought after car because, as you guys know as well, it doesn't really rust. Not like the old E46 and E39, which did suffer a rust issue. They are worth keeping, and I believe they're going to be worth a lot of money. And that is because, and I know a lot of people are going to hate this is the last naturally aspirated engine. Now, before any of you jump on me and say M53 was, I tell you all the time, yes, M53 was the last naturally aspirated engine, but it's not desirable and never will be because it's direct injection. Nobody will ever want to put that in their track cars, and you can go and look that up. Nobody's even sells that as a track car. Secondly, N53 is not highly desirable, and it's only here in the UK and EU we get that, so we cannot be mentioning that as last naturally aspirated worldwide because it's not a worldwide engine. The next one I do believe is a future classic, and a lot of you guys will know this one. It's going to be the E53 X5 4.8 IS. Now, if many of you guys don't know, the E53 was fitted with the N62 engine, and it had all the M clocks in it as well. That is a future classic right there on its own. That is the E53, which took the same body styling from the E39, and it's going to be the 4.8 IS version. Are going to be worth thousands in years to come, bearing in mind it's a V8. It doesn't suffer many issues like the M62 engine, which is found on the 4.4, 4.6, and sorry guys, that car isn't worth to buy because of the timing chain guide problem, and it never runs right thereafter. It's a common problem, it's not worth the hassle of that engine. But the 4.8 version is worth the money, and I do recommend to try and get your hands on one of them. I've been looking myself for one of them because it's N62, and I find it increasingly rare to even come across one. I would love to own one of them, but I just can't find it anywhere. Therefore, if you do find one of them, snap it up, because not only do they have the N62 engine, which isn't a big problem engine, it only has the valve stem seals and the coolant pipe exploding, but it's very easy to maintain. You also get the ZF transmission on that as well, which makes it even more reliable. And you also get the nice body styling, and it looks sporty like you would on the X5M and X6M. So they're cars I believe you should buy and target in 2021. There's reasons why you should buy all these cars. All these cars are going to go up by significant value in years to come because of the oil rise, because of the way everything's going electric, because of forced induction. These are the natural aspirated engine anybody needs to target. If you've got money sitting spare, if you have money and you're looking to go and buy a car, I don't know, just for fun or weekend or monthly fun, these are the cars I believe you should be targeting for a reason, because these cars are going to go up in value, and if you don't get them now, it will be a missed opportunity in years to come when they go up in value. Look at me, I missed my chance on the E39 M5, and now they're going to prices I probably won't be able to end up affording one. But the good thing about them is when you're paying that kind of price for them, you can buy it knowing with a good heart it's been overhauled, and you are going to come out on top of that car no matter how many years you keep it for. Even if you buy 15 grand now, it seems expensive, but in 4 years time you'll add money onto that anyway, and that's the same with any of these cars. Same with my M5 I've got, and that's why, like I said to you guys, I will be adding an M6 to my league as well, and we'll be rescuing another V10, because I feel like I need to rescue these cars, because I don't want there to end up being only a certain amount and most of them blown up or destroying the engines. So I hope this is going to help you guys, and these are the cars I believe you should buy in 2021. If it was me, these would be the cars of my choice. Knowing BMW and knowing what's capable and knowing what cars are going to go up in value, these are the cars I believe are worth it and worth the buy in 2021. So thank you very much for watching. This BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.